Hello everyone! We are building toilet for a penny, with your own hands and using affordable and cheap materials, with a simple tool. Toilet made of innovative material, which is easier to make than to buy. By this principle, you can probably build both a barn, shed or recreation area. Construction takes place completely without a frame, and most abundantly, without much rise in the price wood. If you're interested, I'll tell you everything in order and even give you an accurate estimate. Our old toilet has completely become unusable. This is very first building on the site. It wasn't my fault that I was completely mismanagement. He saw, of course, the best times. But the house with the modern bathrooms has long been built and the street toilet has ceased to be used. And as you know, what is not used become unusable much faster. Now the building of another house has begun, this time with a record minimum budget of only $1,000. In such situation, it's not up to luxury, and it's time to return the experience of ancestors who lived modestly, knew a lot about saving money, and therefore organized the toilet as separate building. We'll need extruded XPS foam again, and to confirm you that everything is really simple, and it's not me who is so handy, I connected the younger generation without serious construction experience. And so, that you don't think that I sold to a company that produced XPS foam, I'll say that manufacturer doesn't matter, I'm just really shocked by what can be made of it. I'm not going to run this YouTube channel for half of my life. Someday I'll find that strange to say, I'm tired, I'm leaving. Also, I confess, YouTube is very addictive. As soon as the second 5-year plan went to the channel, I already started to prepare a successor for myself. The most promising character is still hanging by a cloak. It's if someone wonders why the boy is wearing a cloak tent. But there's also a second reason. It's a happily enough cloak. In it I also started leading my first YouTube channel, and my grandfather served in it in the Navy. We use XPS foam 3 cm thick. It's immediately milled and therefore it's rough. But if you can't find one, you can also use a smooth and give it roughness with a sandpaper or a metal brush. We glue the sheets together with a polyurethane foam glue. So that nothing disperses before setting the glue, press the sheets with weight. A strip with 3 lengths of standard sheets and a wide of 3½ sheets was glued together. The size of the sheets used is 120 cm long and 60 cm wide. Next, cut the strip into 4 workspaces, 2 wide 86 cm and 2 wide 92 cm. We also choose the sizes in advance for non-waste, and to make sure that we are not mistaken in them, we figured it in nature, especially since it's very easy to do. In 86 cm blanks, cut the angle in this way, stepping back 15 cm on the long side, and one of those sides, that 92 cm, is also cut by 15 cm. Kids are always the kids, so they're always distracted by something. Now they're making something out of scraps. I think I have to return them to the workflow. Everything is fine, and we move on to the next stage. According to the size of our blanks, we cut the fiberglass plaster mesh. Knead the glue that we used to glue the foam to the wall and install a reinforced layer on it, in the thermal insulation of the facades of the building. The further process is very simple and consecrated in detail in previous videos on my channel, and there's absolutely nothing to add here, and the fact that my kids can handle this task is a clear example of general simplicity. Regular viewers of my channel already know about this new material, whose properties greatly simplify many construction stages, so it never ceases to amaze me. After setting the mixture, turn the parts over. We also glue with this kind of blank for the toilet base, but already 2 sheets thick. You'll need 4 sheets. We use the trimmings from previous projects. Size 120 by 120 centimeters. We needed 2 sheets to harvest the roof, also 120 by 120. Plaster the second side. To plaster the horizontal plane, plastering skills are not necessary at all, and only apply a reinforcing layer on both sides of the base blank. I did the installation of the door by myself. In my opinion, it's too uninteresting for young people. Also, it's feasible. Checking how children have mastered the school geometry course, I make door markings. I set aside the white perpendicular to the white of the high. Knowing the 3 points, I find out the length of the diagonal using tape measure as a compass. Find the 4th point at the intersection of one side of the diagonal. But all this manipulation could also be performed with help of an elbow. Despite the fact that spacecraft have been plowing the expanses of space for more than half century, and the main achievement of recent decades have fit into a small box called smartphone, such toilets remains irrelevant. Also, they are not comfortable weaklings, especially in winter. The opening was made under the door, measuring 16 by 180 centimeters. For strength from below, I left 3 shelves 10 centimeters high, so such a height of the door should be enough for people of medium height. The smallest of wood still had to be used, namely a bar and a sled, which you can sew yourself or you can buy ready-made ones in the store. Both options will be very cheap as they need a little. From the bar with a cross-section of 20 by 30 mm, there will be a door frame, and for the door lid, you'll need a frame made of the same bar that I twist with my favorite headwear, aka Euro screw. But you can also use an ordinary screws. You don't need a special drill for them. The length of the frame bars was calculated, so that it had gaps about 4 mm with the box, and the filling of the door will be all from the same innovative composite material, into which we turned XPS foam when adding in reinforcing layers. Such filling shouldn't be subject to seasonal swelling due to variable humidity, so the door shouldn't deform and wedge. I've been looking for material for a summer cottage trailer for a long time, and it looks like I found it. I use my homemade barrel bathhouse on a homemade trailer from time to time, but a special house on wheels, I feel, will be more comfortable. So who knows, maybe the toilet is a dress rehearsal before creating a new motorhome, and by clocking such a trailer, we will be able to verify the durability of such a structure, made of such material in the hurricane without a wind tunnel. We cut the piece cut from the opening to required size, and glue it inside the frame from the bar. The door leaf is ready. Align the side. We move all workpieces closer to the assembly site. A very compact stack of blanks, which for example can be made in the garage, brought to the country house and quickly assembled there. Since the toilet should be quite light and therefore mobile, we collect it in convenient place for assembly and then move it ready and place it the right point above the pit or container. Despite the thin walls, thanks to use of XPS foam that providing thermal insulation properties commensurate with thickness of 20 cm walls made of wood and timber, as the manufacturers say, that together with the small size of the building, when installing a fan heater connected to the main house, should be very quickly allow you to get a comfortable temperature in the cold season, even for long visits. I think that in practice it will be so. I turn on the switch, which will be in the house, while I got dressed and reached, And in the toilet meanwhile is 10 outside, it's already 20 warm degrees inside. Our construction seems to have surprised even a neighbor's poultry, which was going to look at it. We get 2-in-1, an exotic of real classic street toilet, connected with the comfort to which modern houses aspires. Returned home, the heating was turned off, or you can install a relay with a timer so as not to forget and not to heat an empty toilet in a vain. The toilet turned out to be very sealed, there is not a single crack. On a sunny day it's absolutely dark. The cost of such building is a penny, and since materials in different regions may cost not the same, I'll give the exact number, and then you can calculate the cost specifically for your area. You'll need only 16.5 sheets of extruded XPS foam 3 cm thick, which is just over one standard package, half a bottle of polyurethane foam adhesive, 25 square meters of fiberglass plaster mesh, two 25 kg bags of adhesive mixture, of which glue and plaster polystyrene foam facades, quite a bit in the bars and the slats, a few Euro screw, one bag of tile adhesive to create a brick texture, a couple of rolls of masking tape, and a liter of exterior paint. I've already worked with materials of different brands. As non-professional, I didn't feel any different in their properties, so I recommend buying the cheapest ones. Glue foam glues securely, but for the sake of reliability, I strengthened the corners with reinforced mesh. At all stages of construction, there is nothing complicated. At this stage, easy. And the joint with the roof was simply covered with the glue. A lot of people were interested in the process of applying brick texture to the walls. Here I can tell you more about it. First, we drew the wall with horizontal strips in steps of 7.5 cm. The length of the brick was adjusted based on the size of the walls to make exactly all bricks and exactly half. Our brick is 22.5 cm long. There is no painting tape close in wide to masonry seam on sale, so I cut a couple of rolls 19 mm wide with a grinder along. First we glued horizontal strips, then vertical strips, just like that, and not otherwise. Then we cut off the excess in a such way that the ends of remaining vertical strips rested on the horizontal ones. It's so much faster than gluing individual segments. Then I apply a layer of tile adhesive on the walls, striving for the uniformity of the layer thickness. If it doesn't work out to achieve the same, it will still look cool. The thicker the layer, the more embossed the texture will be. We apply glue on the second side, after which we slam the applied layer with such movements. Here we try to catch the golden mean. Not immediately after applying the layer, but also don't stand it for a long time. Otherwise, the glue dries quickly, and stop reaching for the spatula. After coating and slamming all the walls, I waited about an hour, and reached the calming night, peel off horizontal strips of the paint retain, and the vertical strips are peeled automatically. In the morning, we see such a picture, but if the night doesn't catch you up, like me, in the further processing you can start in 3 to 4 hours. With a spatula cut off the strongly protruding tops of the mortar and smooth out the edges of the brick. The process is quite exciting, so the main thing is to stop in time, telling yourself that the best is the enemy of the good. We didn't decorate the door leaf under the brick. Ideally, make door under the relief of wood, but the suitable roller, made of china, wait for a long time. So, using the purchased roller for texture paint, apply tile glue, diluted liquefied, and get unreal abstract beauty. Our toilet turned out to be 85 by 85 cm in internal size and 93 by 93 in appearance. The height of the front wall is 205 centimeters and the rear wall is 190 centimeters. This is quite enough for average people, and for larger members of human race, it isn't difficult to increase all sizes. The big one paste-wise. The final stage, we paint the brick. The Sims decide to leave natural cement color. The ventilation hole above the door is either the shape of the heart or the shape of the diamond. Who knows the other option, write in the comment. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and if you're interested in this topic, you can go to my second channel in Russian. I left a link in the description.